You're good to go.
What's good, everybody? It's your host Isaiah Bagnah of the Realist, and I'm so glad to finally be back, man. How long has it been for? Before we go, Jake Brandon, as you all know, thank you for being here, brother, as
Yeah.
always. And Craig running the MC.
Heck yeah.
Appreciate y'all for being here, man. I truly look forward. Before we get into anything, I truly look forward to these episodes, man. You know, this vibe that we got going on, topic conversation, and even for the people listening. Like I feel like it's just all around a good vibe, a good community, man, and it's awesome. So I appreciate y'all, and I appreciate y'all too. Because without y'all, we wouldn't have this.
Yeah.
So, anyways, that being said, finally back. How long has it been since we had this last episode? Like a couple weeks again. But we've been taking, life happens.
Yeah.
Life happens. I've been away, which is what we're gonna get into as well. But yeah, man. Before I start, what's new with you? Is there anything new with you, Jake?
Oh man. Um, dude, I've been busier.
Yeah.
I've been asked to kind of help out a little bit more, be more hands on with some NIL recruiting stuff, even
Mm,
like just teaching different people interested in BYU about what Coup Connect does
yeah.
for athletes. So that's kept me busy. I've had a few different things where I've been over actually even at the SAB and the facilities, like meeting with some people and just
Mm,
kind of explaining what we do and the opportunities we offer. So that's been busy and been working on my investment stuff. You
mm-hmm.
saw some of that before
Yep.
here and working on trying to get some stuff funded for this little VC franchise thing. I've just been doing all that stuff, man. So
Dang.
been busy, but I'm loving it, man.
Yeah, heck yeah,
It
bro.
doesn't feel like work at all. It just like feels like talking with a bunch of friends about stuff you're excited about and passionate about.
Yeah.
Doesn't feel like work.
That's how you know you're doing it right, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So, but everyone's dying to know about you, man. Like,
Yeah.
this is the realist. This is you're the host,
Yeah.
and you've been the one who's been doing kind of like this one had this once in a lifetime opportunity or experience getting ready. And I know people like want to know like what was it like?
Mm,
What did you do? All the nitty gritty of the details.
yeah. Yeah, so what was it? Just over 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Well, first of all, I just got back on Tuesday morning from this whole trip. And this trip was like, honestly, the way that I did it, it came out to be like 2 weeks pretty much. Um, Super awesome, super eventful, but uh, it was long. It was long, man, and uh, it was, it was emotionally taxing for sure
Mm-hmm.
too, but also physically, right? And it's definitely kicks you out of your comfort zone, but it's awesome. It's what I've been
Mm-hmm.
waiting for my whole life, right? And so, just like for a quick rundown of what I was doing, it was I went down to Vegas to finish my combine training at UNLV. It was awesome, man. I got the opportunity to go out there and just some stuff. Um, and then literally after that, I came back to Utah for less than 24 hours, drove all the way back, and then I flew down to Texas
Mm.
to do the Big 12 Pro Day. And that thing, it was like for me, it was 3 days because I actually stayed another night for my flight the next day up to Canada for the CFL Combine. But I'll get into that later. But the Big 12 Pro Day was cool, man, because you get there the first day, you go through all the paperwork, everything like that, you sign in, register, and then they have a couple meetings where they take everybody who's at least in your position group, or well, at the time it was offensive linemen, D linemen, and linebackers who were all there, who all checked in. And so it's all of our position groups from all teams from Big 12, and we're in the conference room just listening to a couple of these people, these speakers. Obviously they start off with the rundown of how it's gonna work, the combine and all that stuff. And then it was really cool, man, because after that, we sat down, listened to some other speakers, guys who've been through it before and who have been successful. Um, and even talked to it was cool because they provided us with resources, dude.
Mm.
We even spoke to people who um helped athletes and honestly just other like influencers or celebrities with their brand and
Yeah.
how to build their brand, especially once you get to the NFL or wherever you're going. Um, how to maximize on every opportunity you have and how to honestly just build your brand to
Yeah.
the utmost ability. Like there's people, anyways, yeah. So it was really cool just
Do you
listening to that,
do you
man.
think that's specific to what the Big 12 is doing, or you think that's kinda universal on all these pro days as they're bringing guys in like that? Because that sounds to me like a value add
Yeah,
from the Big 12.
I think it's a Big 12 thing
Yeah.
for sure. For sure. I mean, no other conference is doing a
That
whole
a
conference pro day,
combined,
right?
yeah, pro
Everybody has
day.
their own individual pro day. So like, I feel like it's definitely a benefit of being in the Big 12.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. And then we even spoke to a mental health, what do they call them? Mental health
Coach, expert.
coach. Let's say coach,
Yeah.
expert. Let's do expert because she really knew her stuff and she
Mm.
was awesome. She gave us like a whole like PowerPoint slide of what to expect, what it's gonna look like throughout your rookie year, even like during specific seasons, what a lot of the athletes have said that they felt that they've gone through, during like the camp, the mini camp, even during season playoffs, off season, all these things. Like she got into the detail of it all and allowed us to take notes on it and everything like that. And even got to a point where we're having our own conversations with everybody about
Yeah.
mental health as an athlete. And it's cool because, we don't really, as an athlete, you don't really sit here and talk to each other about it, right? Like about how you're doing mentally or like how you even cope with certain things. It's really just, wait, we're all out here, we're just grinding, man, get it in, right? Like
Yeah.
truthfully at the end of the day, but
You have a little bit of
it's
a support system because 'cause you're all doing it
right.
together, but it's not like it's really you're diving into it.
Right.
Yeah.
And so that was really cool just to like kind of have a understand like other people's perspectives and kind of see that they're going through very similar things. When in a lot of times, sometimes I sit here and think, man, like this is tough. Like you just don't think that your first thought isn't like, oh, there's other people going through it too. Like
Mm.
obviously, especially as an athlete, there's different scenarios and positions that people are in. There's like the
Yeah.
starter, the weird mid starter, second string guy, and then the second string guy. Then there's the guys who just don't play,
Yeah.
who don't get attention at all. So, it's hard to kind of find the similarities with those different types of people in those positions positions. But while we're all there at the Big 12 Pro Day, we're all in the same position, damn near, right?
Right.
And so it's just cool to hear those people's perspectives and see what they're going through and how they uh managed it, their stress, their anxiety, loneliness, all these things, man.
Mhm.
And so yeah, super cool in that regard. And then
Do you have any tips for us? Like, I want a freebie.
yeah,
Like, I
man.
didn't go. I
Yeah.
want a freebie.
Yeah. So one thing that I took from it
Mhm.
was, and this is something I've kind of already been doing, is just my affirmations, stuff
Mhm.
like that. Manifesting, goal setting, things like that. But um, one big thing that she proposed to us was to find some normalcy because
Mm.
in this career, in this journey, it's going to be very hard to find true stability.
Yeah.
And if you find stability, you're one of the lucky ones.
Yeah.
Honestly, even some of the greatest of them all don't have that much stability,
Yeah.
right? They're moving, especially during season. They're all around the country. They don't see their family often. Um, I mean, yeah, in the off season, like you get to go back home, whatever, wherever you're at or wherever your home is. But truthfully, there's just a lot of change, a lot of moving. People get traded all the time. People get fired. Get new coaches. You get new facilities. All these types of things, right? And so it's not the same as being at a college for 5 years for a lot of
Right.
people. It's not the same at like for me being here at BYU for 2.5 years now almost, right? So it's like 2 years, 2.5 years. Yeah, 2.5 years. So to find some normalcy, to find some common ground for yourself is honestly critical to your mental state and your peace. Whatever that
Mhm.
looks for you,
Right.
right? Like a lot of people were were like, okay, well, um, the way that I go about my faith, how I got to read, the word every day, uh, either when I first wake up or go to bed. That's something that just grounds them, right?
Mhm.
No matter what they're going through, where they're at, that's something that grounds some of the guys. So other people is like, well, whenever I'm going through something, like something's really messing with me, like I have to call my mom, and
Yeah.
they get on FaceTime with their mom, and that's like their common ground. That's their normalcy for them, right? Because
Yeah.
they've done it their whole life, right? Now, and when it comes to their profession and all this stuff, and so, yeah, man, it looks different for everybody, right? Even for me, that's the reason why I said I've kind of been doing this because I try to have, a morning routine and a nightly routine that is adaptable. I can do it anywhere, right?
Mhm.
Obviously, you get up, you brush your teeth, you do all that stuff. However, though, I incorporate my affirmations in the
Yeah.
morning. I have them on my phone. I just wake up before I do anything. I read them.
I've told you my MVP,
Yeah,
right? Meditate,
yeah.
visualization, and prayer. I start every day with it now. I won't get out of bed till I do it.
Dude, I totally agree, honestly. And that's one thing I do too. I wake up, first thing I do, sorry, I don't start with my affirmations, but it's
Yeah.
included in the first things. It's literally, yeah, that. Wake up, say my prayer, bro. Thank God for letting me have a good night's rest, and thank God for letting me have another day on this earth.
Yeah.
And then, I do that affirmation thing, and then I read the word, man. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Get up in my scriptures, bro. And then even if it's just a little bit, but I don't sit there and read it. I listen to it as I get up, and then uh, get on the other stuff like brushing my teeth and stuff, just in the
Right.
background. But it still means something.
It
I'm
sets
still
it sets the tone for the
it
day
does
though. It does. And
absolutely,
sets your focus for the day. I believe in
absolutely,
exactly what you're
and you
doing.
can do that anywhere,
Mhm.
right? You can do that anywhere. And so, yeah, man, those are things that work for me at least. Um, but yeah, and so. Like I said, it's different for everybody, but it's really cool that she just kind of included that
Yep.
and I guess influenced the rest of us to share with each other how it helps like us, right?
Mhm.
And so, yeah, that was one cool part of one of those meetings that night. And then after that was done, we got to dinner and then we had our interviews with the teams. So like if a team wanted to meet with you, they have everybody has your number,
Mhm.
right? And so they'd either text you or call you or something and say, hey, we want to meet with you. Slide down here to the conference room, just at a little table, and we'll just take a couple minutes, right? And so that was the end of that night, and it was cool, man. I met with one team, and I spoke to a couple others. When I say I spoke to them, it was like briefly. It was
Yeah.
just getting to know me real quick. What's my name? Where I'm from? Family? Whatever stuff like that. And then that's it.
Mhm.
No deep questions. No, how do you do this? Right. So, but yeah, man, it was honestly just a super cool experience to be there, to see it, to be a part of it. It was something I've been waiting for my whole life, right?
Right.
And so that was the first day, and the following day was the testing. And so the offensive lineman went first. They started at like what 6:30 in the morning. Yeah, dude, crazy. And then we started the D line. Man, it was crazy because we had 43 participants,
Wow. Yeah.
which is a lot
That is a big group.
for one position group. And so it's unfortunate because it a lot uh, it made it so that it the schedule wasn't on par with what it was supposed to be or when it was supposed to be at. So the warm ups weren't great. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It was still awesome to be there, but like truthfully, just with all that time in between, you'd have to re-warm up and everything like that. And then it got to a point where we were so past schedule that we only did the drills once. You had one
Yeah.
try. You didn't get to go twice. You didn't get to redo it. It was once, you're one and done
Oh.
and everything. And it's like, man, it's tough because you
That's
get
it.
one
That's
rep.
your shot. That's
Yeah,
yeah.
it's like, man. So like it's tough because a lot of guys they get like a number that's not great,
Yeah.
right? and some of my numbers weren't great.
Hey, first of all, this is a different kind of number you're talking about. I noticed your DL01.
Yep.
You were literally D
The first one
lineman
up,
number 1. That meant you did every drill first. Is that what that
everything
means?
first. Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Well, from the 40 on.
Was it
But
alphabetical or something? Was
yeah.
B? Okay, so Bagnah.
Yeah, Bagnah.
Okay.
Because Tyler was number 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But
Sorry.
dude, yeah. And
Totally
that in itself was
excites.
kind of cool just to like kind of have that extra pressure,
Yeah.
because I mean, shoot, man, if I want to be different, I got to do something different,
Yeah.
right? And to be the first one up, honestly, was an honor. Yeah, you could say, oh, it was just, yeah, obviously it was for my name, right?
Right.
But still, it's just I'm the first person that they saw, and I feel like I was able to set the tone, especially when we got to the skill work, the skill
Mm.
drills, because that's where my bread and butter was at. I mean, the testing, yeah, it's whatever. But when we got to individual work, that's what I've been working on this whole time too, right?
Yeah.
And so I really feel like that's what set me apart
Right.
because of the way that I executed the drills, but also set a standard, if that
Right.
makes sense.
No, yeah,
And so,
absolutely.
yeah, I don't know if any of you watched it or anything like that. Did you watch it? Did you watch it? Did you?
I watched a little bit of it. Our guy Ryan, Big O American Fork. If you haven't ever gone in there, you should go in there and give
That's the man.
Ryan your business. He's awesome, dude.
Yep.
Highly recommend it. He was texting me some updates. I was doing something right when you were doing a lot of your stuff. He was texting me pictures and updates on you,
Oh, for real?
all
That's cool
throughout.
because
So
so yeah, I think they did actually stream the drill work. But anyways,
I don't know if I saw anything about your skills though. I think it was just like
mm,
maybe your 40 in your shuttle or something. I don't know
yeah.
that we got to
But
see.
anyways, it was still really cool, man. I got out there, got to speak to some good coaches, some really great talent, other guys that we've competed against, stuff like that, and just hear their perspectives and honestly
Right.
just meet a whole bunch of people, dude. It was cool. And so, yeah, that's how that went. Like I said, I mean, shoot, it was unfortunate, but at the end of the day, I'm not gonna sit here and make excuses for my numbers. They are what they are.
Yeah.
However, though,
You
I
kind of got
got
a second chance. You
I
kind of got to redeem
I
yourself a little bit.
got very lucky. I got very lucky because a lot of these guys didn't have a second
No, that
chance.
was it. They
That
got
was it.
one rep,
One rep for everything.
and that's it.
But for me, it's a different story. And we're gonna get into that in a second. But
Just a little teaser.
just a little teaser.
Yeah.
But so anyways, it was really cool, man, because after that, you get there, you sit down, you start just chatting with everybody. All the pressure's gone. Everybody's not so uptight. Now everybody's smiling. They're like, well, it's all done now. It's like we're cool. We're not really competing anymore. So like you really got to see people's true colors, and there's some people who I like got some new friends, truthfully, from it.
Cool.
Yeah, man, it was really cool, man. It was honestly a great vibe, and I love that it was a whole conference thing.
Yeah.
I just wish that it was ran a little bit differently. That's all.
Yeah. I talked with Darius and I
Mm,
talked with J Rob a little bit this past week. And they both said that it was at the Dallas Star, right? Which is their
yeah.
indoor, is their IPF basically, it's their practice
Mm.
facility. And they said the turf was a little weird. Both of them said the same thing.
Yeah.
Both of them said the exact same thing. I
Yeah.
think they said that was soft. Is that
It
right?
was extremely soft.
Is that how you would describe it?
Yes. It was extremely soft and like squishy.
Yeah.
So it was like hard to like get kind of a feel for it.
Right.
And especially if you're not used to it,
Yeah.
it's like, man,
Is
you
it
just
is
feel
it like the really
slow.
fine pellets, almost like sand pellets? Like I've coached
Yeah.
one game on that turf,
You
and
just
it
feel
is
slow,
different.
bro.
It is different.
Yeah. Yeah. And you slip too because it's like
Yeah.
also fine. Like that fine turf is hard to get your cleats in the ground.
Yep.
Right. But anyways, it is what it is, man. It was just still a cool experience to be out there.
Absolutely, man.
Just yeah. I remember, man, because I remember I got down to run the 40, and I was the first one up, right? And you start kind of looking around, and it's quiet, and everybody's just staring at you. Like you can just feel hundreds of eyeballs just glaring at you. And you get up there, they're like, number one, Isaiah Bagnah. And like all the guys are sitting there staring at you, waiting for you to go, and then all the scouts are up in the stands looking at you like this with their stopwatch, and you got my agent up there behind me with his phone out, and then all the other agents. So it's really cool, man, because it was that
Oh,
pressure
yeah.
was something that I don't think I've felt before, like
Yeah.
so like an individual
And you've been
pressure,
training for how long?
like almost 2 months,
And how many hours a day?
too many,
Right? So
too
all
many,
all of that
yeah,
culminates at that
all of
one
it to
moment.
this one moment, and so now I'm like, oh wow, and it's crazy because that moment when I like got down my knee, like get my hands set down, my heart's starting to pound. Right. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, this is real, man. Like, and then for a second there, I just kind of took a deep breath. And as I inhaled, I just smiled. This is gonna be sick. This is gonna be cool, man. You're living your dream. Hell yeah, you get the opportunity to be number one, the first person out there.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, you get to be out there and set the standard.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, you get all these eyes on you. It's what you've been waiting for. And then at that point, man, it was just,
Go.
I'm not even worried about it. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's time. And so after that, man, everything else after that, it was fine.
Yeah.
Right. And it was cool. I feel like at that moment, I was able to really just acquire my position, acquire my state, accept it, and acknowledge it, and grow with it.
Yes.
Even if it was just for a couple hours, I was growing within those couple hours with that, with being in the position that I was in, man. So super blessed for it, man. It was awesome. It was so cool, and yeah, it's real now, man. It's the start of a whole nother journey, and that's what that was, right?
Absolutely.
So yeah, man. Ended up after that just doing a couple interviews, one with BYU TV,
Was it Jerem or Spencer or
Spencer.
okay?
Yeah,
They're both good guys, by the
yeah,
way. Yeah.
absolutely. Uh, and then met with my agent, bro. We recapped it. He he was being honest, but he also did make me feel a lot better because I'm hard on myself, man.
Yeah.
Right. And especially I worked so hard for these numbers. I'm hitting these numbers like this whole time leading up to this thing. I'm like so, so confident in my own ability. And then I
Yeah.
come out here and then that kind of happens. And in a way, like, yeah, it kind of disappointed me, man. I was like, damn. And I only had one chance of going at it.
Yeah.
If I had another one, it would have been different.
Yeah.
I truly believe that.
Well, you
But
get more acclimated to that turf, especially.
right. And so, but at the end of the day, I'm just glad that they got to see the way that I move,
Yeah.
right? The way that I move, and because
Fluid and smooth.
yeah,
Yeah.
right. And so, because that's what people didn't get to see on film a lot of the times because of the different position that I was in, right?
Crash and pee, baby.
Right. And
You
so
don't get to really showcase all that when
yeah,
you're
you
crash
don't
and pee
get
gap.
yeah. So it's kind of like it was cool to just be out there, like, oh, he can do that. He can actually move. He actually has some feet to him. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna look and see what else he can provide.
Yeah. And you think you got to showcase more of that with the skills, or is that just also with your, your shuttle, your cone drills, or like
I definitely think with the cone drills and shell drills as
you
well.
guys see
With
that?
that bend, the
Mm-hmm.
that lateral movement, of course. Yeah, but um
Dude, I mean, I coach. I mean, I know it's high school football, but you set up the hoops and you do the drills around the figure eight. You have
yeah,
you do
the
those with kids.
bend,
Yeah, you do those with some
hip turn.
kids
Yeah.
in high school, and like right away, you're like, those five guys are different
Yep.
than everybody else.
Yep.
Like it's just
Yeah, absolutely. And it's the same. It
it's the same
translates.
thing. Yeah.
It translates, man. Is but yeah, no, I totally know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
You can just tell when people have it. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So, yeah, dude. The rest of the day was just super chill. I got to go back to my hotel room. I was lucky enough to have an extra night there because of my flight the next morning to
Yeah.
Canada. So, but it was good to see all my brothers one last time.
You and Batty get a kick a little bit,
Yeah,
hanging around with those
yeah,
drills and stuff.
yeah,
And
yeah. It was awesome.
Yeah.
it was good to just hang out with him again, stuff like that. But the next morning, flew out to the CFL combine up in Canada, and that was pretty cool. That was
Yeah.
honestly really cool. And the thing is that I am just so thankful for the opportunity that I got to go out there
Mhm.
and be a part of that, because a lot of guys chose not to.
Right.
A lot of Canadians chose not to. They just said, you
Mm.
know what, I have my pro day here. I'm just gonna stick it here. I'm good.
Mm.
Which look, I'm not talking crap on them. Hey, that's your decision. That's your business decision that you made. You and your agent thought it was good. Good for you, right? But for me, man, I believe that it not only is it a wonderful opportunity to be part of,
Mhm.
but I also wanted to do kind of like do the right thing for the kid version of myself too, right?
Yeah.
Because he didn't at the time he didn't just believe or dream about playing in the NFL. He also dreamt about playing in the CFL,
Yeah.
right? And they're both very real options still. They're both
Yeah.
real, very real destinations that I will see my career.
Yeah.
And so I was like, man, I want to do it the right way as much as I can, right? And so yeah, man, got on a flight the next day, flew like 5 hours or so up to Saskatchewan, where the Rough Riders are at. For those who don't know who the Rough Riders are, it's they're honestly one of CFL's best teams. They're in the middle of Canada, and they have one of the most badass fan bases in
Hmm.
Canada. It's crazy. It's honestly really cool, and even just like the stadium that they have, bro, is the guy who actually the quit. I don't know if he's the equipment manager, but somebody who works within the staff
Mhm.
went to 64 different facilities in the country, of the best facilities in the country, in the United States. Sorry, not just in Canada, in
Right,
the
right,
United
right.
States. And then brought all this information and went up to Canada and got them to implement all of that within their facilities, dude. It's really cool. And so it was awesome to go down there and just see all this stuff. And dude, as soon as I got off the plane, they picked me up, brought me to the hotel. I didn't even put my stuff in my room. They're like, all right, we gotta get you here, because I showed up late. It started a whole day earlier than when I
Mm.
arrived, right? And so, dude, went straight to my physical, went to my I don't even know what it's called. It's like when you walk in and all the coaches are sitting there at the desks and just looking at you while you're on stage. You know, you're in your
Mhm.
draws.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like they're just getting your measurements, stuff like that.
Mhm.
And then right after that, bro, go to to this other like physical thing that they had, met with a doctor. And then I got, drug tested right after that too. And then,
And how did you do?
bro, passed with
Whew.
flying colors, my brother.
Ooh, okay.
You know what
Okay,
I'm
good.
saying?
Okay, good.
Um,
Just playing.
so yeah, man. This was all like back to back to back to back to back. And so it was busy, man. As
Mhm.
soon as I touched down, so I finally got to go up to my hotel room around like 10 o'clock at night and stuff, and went to sleep, bro. Woke up next morning at 6 a.m. Went down, got a little breakfast, and then we went right to the facility, right to the field. Started warming up, and now I get to retest.
Yeah.
Now I get to retest. Now I get to redo everything that I wanted to.
I'm gonna just go on a limb here based on what I heard about the turf from the receivers and everybody I talked to. You did better in Canada.
A lot better.
A lot better.
A lot better. And it was still like laser time. It
Mhm.
was all very, professionally done and everything like that. It was very efficient the way
Yeah.
they did it, honestly. I was, not that I expected anything less, but I was just very impressed, especially from coming from what I just came from,
Right.
the way that they ran it, right? But anyways, No, dude, it was great. My I did a lot better in a lot of my in all of them, but my 3 biggest improvements was my broad jump. Dude, I jumped an 8'11" at the Big Pro Day,
Mm,
Big 12 Pro Day. In Canada, I jumped a 9'11",
a whole foot.
a whole foot, a whole foot difference.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and so, and so that explains it for itself.
Yeah.
And then the 3-cone drill, the L drill,
Mhm.
in the Big 12 Pro Day, I ran a 7'8"
Yeah.
or 7'6", one or the other. In Canada, I ran a 7'1". You know what I'm saying?
It's
And
half
then
a second or more faster. Yeah.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Like, and so then even in the shuttle, bro, I like ran a 4'7", I think, in the Big 12 Pro Day, 4'3" in Canada.
Yeah.
And so, dude, it was incredible.
Tell
Such an awesome
me
opportunity to improve, bro.
tell me your agent got those numbers to
Oh,
everybody.
he did.
Okay.
He definitely did.
Okay.
Yeah. I was,
Okay.
yeah, we made sure he did, bro, for sure. Because I was like, hey, bro, send this to everybody,
Yeah.
right? Because it's real. Like,
Yeah.
that shows more so what I can do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so, uh, yeah, dude, it was really cool to do that. And I met a lot of guys up there, was able to interact with everybody, be real cool, build those relationships with everyone. It was awesome to do that at the drills aspect.
Yeah.
But this is the thing. This is the difference between the regular, well, the pro days here and the CFL combine. Is that the CFL combine is a 5-day thing,
Mm.
4-day thing.
Ok
Sorry,
almost a whole week, like, work
4-day
week.
thing.
Yeah.
And so now I just finished the first 2 days. The last 2 days are like a senior bowl.
Oh, okay.
So they're practicing and they're scrimmaging and they're doing drill work and all these things. And they also have all the meetings with teams between these 2 days. Um, and so I decided it was best for just me to opt out of the practice part of it.
You have plenty of tape against high level
Right.
football, like
But also too, just the stuff that I've been doing for my body this whole time. Like, man, I've been going through like a lot physically, all this traveling stuff like that. It's not smart. And plus, I didn't train
for that.
for that. And a lot of people were like, well, they didn't train for that either. I was like, well,
Too bad.
too, like, yes,
It's
it
tough.
sucks. Like,
Yeah.
okay, but hey, I'm still here. I'm still doing what I need to, right?
Mhm.
And so,
So did you not get any interviews up in Canada then because of that?
bro, no, I met with everybody,
Oh,
every single team.
okay.
Yep.
And what was the conversation like?
Yeah. So each one is mostly 15 minutes.
Okay.
They have like a time cap that they can do. And so 15 minutes, and then there's one meeting on the first day at the end of it that's 30 to 45 minutes.
Oh, geez.
I'm pretty sure mine was actually like a little over 45, maybe even like an
Man.
hour.
Talk about like a job interview on steroids.
Dude, yes.
Holy cow.
And like, it's cool because they'd ask you the general questions, like, where are you from? Tell us about your family. And then out of nowhere, there'll be some crazy question, just like out of left field. Like, so, you mentioned something that happened. You mentioned, let's say, something that happened to you when you're 8. So how did that affect your ability to grow on the field? And how will that impact the way that you play for us?
Whoa.
Just some crazy question. I'm like, uh,
How do I
I'm like,
make that correlate?
it's a
Like,
good question, man. Well, you know, but it was cool because these type of questions that they ask, man, obviously most of them are straightforward,
yeah.
but they're like they're deeper questions to see how you respond, how you react
It's probably more of
when you're caught off
how you
guard.
answer
Yeah.
than what you answer.
Yes.
How you
Absolutely.
respond to that more important than actually what you say.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. And bro, it was cool, man. I really believe that I crushed every single one. It was awesome, and they every team obviously wanted to meet with me, so they
Right.
were I'm obviously on all their draft boards,
Yeah.
right? So it's just cool to just be there, man, and think about it and just live in the moment. Cause that's what I've been trying to do this whole time, man. Just be mindful of everything.
Mhm.
Just be where your feet are, bro, and just appreciate every part of it. Cause I mean, yeah, it's long, it's tired, bro. You know, yeah. And so there's a lot of negative you can like
If you wanna focus on
yeah,
that.
absolutely. But nah, man. It was awesome. It was so cool. And so that's what I did. That's the only thing I did those last 2 days was
Right.
just do the meetings and I still went. So they actually even had like position meetings within like the D line coach, and it was cool because I got to hang out with Saskatchewan's D line coach,
Mm.
and he's a real cool dude, man. Like he knows his stuff. He played for the Eagles for like 15 years and even coached there and stuff like that. And he had a lot of great things to say about me because he watches my film and stuff like that. Uh, him and I just had a good conversation and stuff,
Yeah.
and it's just cool to listen and learn from someone who's done it, right? And who's seen a lot of success at it. And so, anyways, that was awesome just to be in the team meetings, write some notes down, learn a little something.
Mm.
And then, yeah, I went out to the practices, helped out as much as I can, but I didn't do anything really. I was there for support, man,
Yeah.
you know, dapping everybody up. If I had a couple
You run
pointers,
into guys you knew from high school or knew from any of that? No.
nah. There's one dude, Ludo. It's my dog. He's he actually played here in the States, but he's with my agency, and so I got to finally meet him, and that's my dog now, man. Like
Yeah.
we got to kick it the whole time, and so he plays running back. He
Oh,
actually
cool.
killed it, dude. This guy ran a 40-yard dash in a shiesty mask.
Shaggy mask.
Yeah, bro. And you know what?
In Canada, in the Canadian one?
In Canadian, yep.
Okay.
Canadian CFL Combine. Ran in a ski mask. I've never seen nothing like that before in my life.
Is there a reason, or is it just his thing?
He was just like, that's how we do it down there, man. I was like, all right, hey, I'm not mad at you, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Cause I mean, shoot, he killed it, bro. He's just honestly a great person too. So, anyways, that's who I got to hang out with mostly and just stuff like that. But nobody from my high school, bro. Nobody from who I knew,
Yeah.
you know. But yeah, it was good vibes, bro. And after those practices, next day, my flight was on Monday, and flew back to Salt Lake. Got to my crib
Late.
late,
Yeah, I
pretty
remember.
much Tuesday morning, like early, like 1 o'clock. But yeah, man, it was cool.
Yeah.
It was great. And so I've just been kind of trying to regroup myself, um, start back my schedule, my routine, get back to working out, get
Mhm.
back to my diet, all these things. And yeah, that's been this whole process though. It was a lot, but it was great. It's something I've been waiting for my whole life.
Yeah.
And so now I can finally move on. Now I can finally become who I need to become.
One step closer.
One step closer. Almost
It's
there.
what day's the draft? It's middle of this month, right? Middle of April.
April. Yeah, middle of April. 14th,
So that's what I was gonna say, but
right?
yeah.
12th or 14th?
We'll have Craig. Craig, can you do some very high profile investigative research and find out the day of the draft? I want to say it was middle April sometime. But then you're gonna know, man.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I was gonna say that, but he's got it.
dude, Craig is
Craig got
dude,
it. Craig's the man.
Craig's got
Yeah.
this.
And then after that, bro, we'll see. We're gonna see. I'm actually moving out to DC here in
NFL
less than a
draft?
couple weeks.
Yeah, NFL draft.
Yeah. Thursday, April 24th.
April 24th. Oh, you got a
Oh.
minute.
Yeah. I do, huh?
Mm.
But yeah.
So you move out of DC.
Live out there, train out there for the rest of the process.
And then you'll know on the
Then
24th.
Next place I go, bro, is whoever wants me.
Jeez, that's crazy, man.
I know, right?
So are you going to be here next Monday for another episode?
I will be.
Okay, good.
I will be.
This is going to be our final in-person episode
Yep.
for a while.
For a while.
Oh,
Oh, that's crazy, man.
that is crazy.
But I do definitely intend on being back in Utah.
Oh, yeah, of
especially even
course.
before season starts.
Of course.
Yeah, so
After OTAs and all that stuff, like there's always guys coming by and
Yeah.
stuff, and I
Yeah.
run into guys or see guys.
that's what I'm saying. And plus, yeah, we got some business back here, so
Oh, dude,
you
always,
know what I'm saying? We got some
always.
business back here, so yeah. But yeah, dude, it's crazy. Getting there. It's getting close. It's getting close. It's now I'm thinking about it, it's kind of crazy that we have this podcast and these videos and people listening and following this whole journey up to this point.
Mm-hmm.
From like the start of the season, before the season,
Before the season
this last
started,
season, all the way up until this point. The
going
whole game.
1-0, 2-0,
2-0,
3-0, 4
2-0,
like I'm like
to
talking about it all along the way.
yeah, to now getting to the pro day stuff of it and the combine, and then we're gonna get to the draft, man. It's wild. It's
Dude, we
crazy.
might-
What a treat.
We're
That's
gonna
sick.
have to fine tune the Zoom from our last edition when we did it with
Yes.
that. And I talked to some people. They gave me some pointers on that. But we're gonna have to bring you in as a regular.
Yep.
Even if it's on like Keelan and Trey's podcast
Yeah,
or
absolutely.
something completely different, or we can still just call Realist and just do updates with you
Yeah.
while we're here. But we got to keep the story going.
Yeah, absolutely.
I
We will.
absolutely we do.
We for sure will. I think we gotta keep it the realist though.
Sure. Yeah.
It's gonna be the realist.
Absolutely.
Love Keelan, love Trey. That's their thing.
That's their thing.
This is our thing.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, man. But,
Plus, that would mean Keelan and Trey have to stop talking for a minute to let someone else talk, and I just don't know.
I don't see that happening. I just don't. So you got a point there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny, man.
Yeah, dude. Those two are great.
Yeah.
Shoot, man, that's so crazy. You're like BYU journey. Now with the Big 12 Pro Day done, it's like officially closed.
Officially.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's all pro stuff from now on out.
Mm-hmm.
It's professional football from that moment forward.
Yep.
So crazy.
Real life, man.
Especially crazy for Batty because I feel like he's been here for 8 years. You know?
It's because he has, man.
Pretty much.
That's funny. Yeah, dude.
J Rob was he was for one for Utah State, so I guess he's only here
Yeah.
for like three, something like that.
Yeah.
But I feel like, man, Batty and J Rob have been a part of this BYU thing, a part of that Kalani, a big chunk of that Kalani era
Yeah.
for a long time, and now it's like closed for them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Darius had his plays, like he had his big moments on the big stage, closed
Yeah.
for him. Caleb Etienne freaking crushed it this year.
It was crazy just to see his journey too.
Yeah.
Honestly, all of our journeys. Just looking back at it.
That 5-7 to 11-2, all of you experienced. Everybody we just mentioned was a part of that.
Yep.
That's a journey. Like
Oh, yeah.
that's a story.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's a story of redemption, enduring,
Especially in the
all kinds of
transfer portal
things.
era. There's a lot of people who be on a team, they go 5-7, they're like, this blows, I'm out.
Yeah.
And like all of you believed.
Mm-hmm.
You all believed like we're gonna come back and we're gonna do something
We all
special.
stayed. Everybody stayed, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
like really, I mean,
yeah.
really like Aiden
who-
went to the
I
NFL,
was going to say, yeah, Aiden went.
took his shot at the
Hey,
NFL,
Gotta do what you gotta do.
and then trying to
but,
think of
like-
who else. But like pretty much that's it.
Yeah. And
I don't blame Aiden at all, right? Like
No,
Aiden
I
did the
don't
right
either.
thing, like
yeah, I don't either.
for him.
Yeah. But the rest of us, man, couldn't go out like that.
No.
We couldn't go out like that.
I mean, really, the talent didn't change. The scheme didn't even really change. It's still Jay Hill's scheme, still A-Rod's scheme.
Yeah.
It was you guys.
100%.
That's cool.
Yeah. It was very cool to be a part of.
Yeah.
It was surreal. It was honestly, it was the coolest thing I've ever been a part of.
Yeah.
Coolest team. Even just, yeah, everything, dude.
Dude, as that streak just kept building and building, like we come here and we talk about, oh, we're 4-0, 5-0, 6-0, 7-0, keep going. Is like, how long can we keep this going?
Right?
I mean, freaking 9 games, like we kept it going for quite
we
a
did.
minute. But that was fun, dude.
Yeah.
That was super fun.
Yeah. It's tough to sometimes I sit and think about like, man, 2 plays.
No, you can't do it, man. I can't do it. I can't
know,
do it.
But if it wasn't for 2 plays, man,
Playoff
whole nother way of ending the season.
Oh yeah.
And like even I don't know. I feel like we could compete with anybody, bro.
Oh, for sure.
We could compete with anybody, but
As much respect as everyone was putting on Colorado, and I think deservedly so. I think that's a very good team. Obviously, they had the Heisman top
yeah, they
quarterback.
had some very good talent.
Bro, that was not a close football game.
Nope, not even close. Not even the slightest bit.
So I think it's totally realistic to be like, yeah, you guys can play with anybody.
Yeah,
And I mean, a lot of the pundits, ESPN pundits, different pundits around the country were saying the same thing. Like, hey, BYU deserved a shot, and they didn't get it.
Yeah.
Because they could play with anybody.
and that's just all gonna go down in history,
It's a big what if, bro.
right?
One of those what ifs of BYU sports.
So I feel like that's what, honestly, if you think about it, bro, like I feel like that's kind of what leaves the season a little more magical. That kind of what if factor, you know? Because like, yeah, but it's just cool that everybody knows that what we could have done.
Yeah.
Right. Everybody knows whether they want to admit it or not.
Yeah.
They know the team we were, what we could have done, what we were honestly meant to do. But
Dude,
hey,
specifically though, like what ifs? Did you follow the BYU hoops little tourney run?
Yep.
Dude, what if Alabama does not make 25 threes?
That was one of the craziest games I've ever watched.
I mean,
Yeah.
Honestly.
what if the BYU team in 2020 goes to the
Oh,
tournament?
don't
That's
even. Craig,
that's the
you
biggest what if.
have you okay, the two biggest what ifs in all of BYU sports. 2020, no COVID in the tournament. You got the number 1 3-point shooting team in the country, red hot on a pretty good win streak, just beat Gonzaga.
Yeah.
All the momentum in the world, and nothing, no tournament. That's one. The other one has got to be the Jimmer team. What if Brandon Davies was eligible for the whole season? Like, right? Those two are probably the biggest what ifs. Number 3 has got to be the 2024 BYU football season. Has got to be the number 3. Like, those are all in the same conversation of like, well, what if?
Yeah.
Dude.
Absolutely.
Craig, you watched the Sweet 16 game, I know.
Yes.
Poor defense on us. Were we giving them the 3, hoping to dominate in the paint? Because when we had our good run in the beginning of the game, it kind of seemed like that was the strategy and it was working. And then once they got going, it was like you couldn't stop them. Or was it just they were hot, our defense was fine, we weren't trying to take away the paint, and they just were making shots? What do you think it was?
It definitely wasn't just them hitting all shots. Like you watched in the beginning, we're not getting out on shooters enough.
And it seemed intentional, right? It seemed
Yeah.
kind of like we'll let you shoot that, and we're gonna be the aggressors who dominate the paint.
Yeah.
And we're gonna, and even when they interviewed Kevin Young at halftime, he's like, the law of averages is gonna
Yeah.
like,
He didn't seem like we're gonna change anything.
no, he's like, we'll let them keep shooting. And we'll
Yeah.
see if they can keep making it because we'll keep getting the 2s. And we scored what, 88?
Yeah.
But you just can't win when you let them score 100
No.
plus.
Very true.
Ow.
That's wow. Imagine hitting that over.
Oh yeah, smash the over on that would be
Grace
nice.
Killed it, man. A bit. I wouldn't know. I didn't do it, but
Although we were in Vegas and that kid like he picked the
yeah,
the
under-
over. No, he
was it
picked the over. He hit the over, and we're both like, bro, that Houston defense is pretty good. I don't know if I would have
Oh,
picked the over.
yeah,
Remember that?
Yeah.
When we were in
Yeah.
Vegas, and then sure enough, he didn't get his over.
Well, we're on this topic.
Yeah,
Did you guys make a bracket?
I did.
Yeah.
I haven't dared even look at it. I was cooking really good through the round of 32.
Who you got winning?
My first true to heart bracket, I have Houston
Mm.
going all the way. And then in my second attempt to make a bracket, which I still made in time. Oh shoot. I had Florida going all the way. So
Oh, okay.
here's my brackets. You probably can't see them on the camera, which is fine.
Yeah.
But I've got in one bracket, I've got 5 little flames by both my brackets. That's a
Hey, yeah,
good
that's
thing.
good, yeah.
See?
Means you're doing good.
There you
Yeah.
go.
On my Florida bracket, I'm ranked 2.2 million, which doesn't seem good, but it's 91% accurate. And I got 1,030 points. My max is 1,670 points. On my first real bracket, without much research, just like boom, go, gut instinct. I have Houston winning it all. 4.75 million is my rank, 81% accurate. 950 points, and my max on that is 1590. So my Florida bracket is much better, but it's not bad, right?
Yeah, that's good.
Not bad.
Craig, what do you got, bro?
Yeah, so I picked Florida to win it all, but I think that something that's gonna kill me is I picked Duke to lose in the Sweet 16. That was a heart over mind pick because I'm a big Arizona guy, but
Yeah,
it
that
did not happen. They're
dude, that
probably
Duke
gonna
team is
win.
good, man.
They're so good.
I
They
think
are nice.
when do they run into Houston? Right, next game, Final
Yeah,
Four.
Yeah, next game.
That is a really good game. That's a really good matchup. Is it Auburn, Florida left on their side?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, man, I feel like that's almost a better matchup than you'd get in the champ. Florida Duke or Florida Houston's a good game too. Auburn, those are all good teams. But that Houston Duke, it's like defensive athleticism versus offensive athleticism. Let's see who's better.
Yeah.
Is that a fair take, you think, Craig?
Duke has like they're like the tallest team, and people don't talk about their defense enough, but
Because they score so much,
yeah.
it gets neglected, you think?
Yeah, and it's like when people think like Duke, they think Cooper Flag, and they don't think of
Well, who's the crazy guy draining all the threes in the tourney, too?
what's his name?
Drawing a blank on him. But you know who I'm talking about.
Proctor?
Yeah,
Yeah, Proctor. That's
dude.
great.
That guy is crazy, too. Everyone talks about Cooper Flag, and he's over here just raining threes on
killing
people.
it, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a very, very chalky bracket here, right?
yeah.
Now we're in the final
Second time
four.
we've ever had all 1 seeds.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, that's crazy, bro, because I did not make one. I did not make a bracket this year.
We're supposed to compare on the podcast.
Right? I know. I'm disappointed. But, I didn't make one, but Malik made one.
Ooh.
Is that
He had the Gators going to win it all, too. And I'm pretty sure he showed me yesterday. No, 2 days ago. He's, like, ranked number, 8,000.
Holy crap.
And he said he just...
Dude,
went-
he was
just
just in this studio. We should have snagged him and talked about his
Should've, bro.
bracket.
should have. Yeah, he's killing it. He's killing it. And so I'm just living through him. So his bracket's doing good. So is mine.
So is mine. Yeah.
You know
If
what I'm
Malik's doing
saying?
well,
If
I'm
he's
doing
doing well,
well.
I'm doing good.
Yeah,
That's
that's my
right.
guy. Yeah. That's
so-
hilarious, dude.
yeah, man.
Malik's a great guy.
Yeah.
He's like just pure good vibes. If you don't know him, you need to. Like just pure good vibes, good heart.
Absolutely. That's my brother, man.
Kind of a little bit of a clown.
Yeah, he's
you
goofy.
know, goofy, but fun. Like,
He's goofy.
fun, goofy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
He's a great guy, man. I could spend a lot of time with Malik and never get sick of him.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Craig, how'd you like him? You had him in here. You were producing that show for him and Cade.
Yeah, like those two, they have personality. Like, they're awesome.
Yeah. And like Isaiah and I, like we do talk a little bit before episodes, like, hey, we should make sure we talk about this. We should talk about that. Bro, they have like detailed notes about everything they want to cover in every episode. And I was like,
That's wild.
that's really commendable and awesome. It's also a little bit nerdy. Cade Malik.
It is a little nerdy, isn't it?
You should be able to just like step up to the
Just go
mic.
off the rip, man. Just talk.
Especially those two could do it. I mean, they could.
They
do
totally
it.
could.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they just wanted like be really detailed, which is
Yeah.
cool.
That is cool.
Yeah.
What they talk about?
What do they talk about this episode? Dude, you need to. We gotta get you on.
Yes, they interviewed a guy named Dalton. They talked a lot about like, it's like, well, it was kind of like interviewing him and his journey. He's like really good entrepreneur, really good at selling, and it's like kind of talking about all those different ways and things.
Yeah, Dalton's amazing. So their podcast, and right now they're just filming them, recording them, and then they're gonna upload them all kind of later,
okay.
right? But they just
Yeah.
like hit the ground running. They're not really live streaming, right, Craig? They're recording them all. But it's called More Than a Jersey, and it's made for athletes, college athletes in particular, but any athlete really. Teaching about NIL, branding, marketing, sales, like all those things you want to know, and if you're just this kid coming out of high school or stepping into the NIL world for the first time.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you got these businesses want to partner with you, they want to do this. Like, good to know about branding, good to know about how the NIL game works, good to know about this.
Yeah.
Those two do a good job with it.
That's awesome. That sounds like something that's up Malik's alley
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
He's very entrepreneur mindset.
Yeah. Yeah. He and just like, dude, as a guy, who's got a little experience with that, it's the best. Like getting an MBA is cool. Like, okay,
Sure.
learn a lot, get MBA, that's awesome. Just go do it.
Yep.
Just get started with it. Go do it. You're gonna learn so much.
Yep.
Being in the space and just like going with it.
Yeah. I mean, shoot, man. I probably learned more than I have. I probably learned more in the past, let's say 6 months,
Yeah.
than I have my whole life in school.
I believe
including college.
I believe you.
You know? And I've taken some pretty, hefty classes.
Dude, I know I have some buddies, younger than me, older than me, same age as me, different I think it's several different buddies here who didn't go to college. And they're like, man, like I never did that. There's a lot of stuff I didn't learn, a lot of stuff I didn't do. And I'm like, look, okay, fair. Like there's some things I learned in college I wouldn't have learned if I didn't go.
It's true.
For sure.
Yep.
But I've learned so much more since I graduated from college than I could have gone to college for 12 years.
Still.
And I've learned more. Like you're saying, the last 6 months, the last 3 years for me, I've learned more than I did in K through my senior year of college.
Crazy? Isn't that wild?
Just get in the game. If you haven't got in the game yet, get in the game. If it's selling hats or
Anything.
like whatever, just get like you'll start to
experience.
learn.
Yeah. That's so crazy. Sometimes I think, man, that like some of the best and most profitable businesses ever was selling an experience. Think about some of the richest people. What are they selling essentially? Yeah, it might be other things, but at the end of the day, what is it?
It's an experience.
It's an experience. Like the casinos,
Mm-hmm.
selling an experience. The resorts, selling experiences, right?
Dude, even how about you've bought, I'm sure, a new iPhone, new Mac, new iPad.
Yeah.
How much design has gone into the experience of unboxing that?
A
Or
lot.
opening that? Like, oh, you like, do
Yes.
this. Like, oh, you pull
Wrapping
it out.
up.
Oh, the instructions are under here. Like, even though you're buying a product, like they make sure you don't miss out on the experience
And the aesthetic of it. Absolutely, right?
They talked about it earlier too. Like they talked about like flying on planes. Like that's an experience.
Yeah.
And like it like back in the day with trains, like it was an experience, and that's why they talked about that's why nobody rides trains anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally, right? And so that's why I'm sitting here like, hold on. If I can really learn just as much, if not more, that I have or can outside of college is an experience.
Yeah.
Truthfully. I believe it's an experience, man. Because if it wasn't for football, I probably wouldn't have gone to college. And truthfully, I would have been just fine.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, obviously, thank goodness the connections and stuff that I've gotten from being in college, really. But, man, for some careers, I'm not saying all.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, you got to go get your PhD. To be a doctor, you got to go learn about that stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
You got your MD.
Like,
you got to do something. Yeah.
You can learn about that stuff from home.
You can.
I'm saying like the whole dorms thing, dude, and like, I don't know, some things are just, it's an experience. Dude.
It's the experience part of it. Yeah.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm not saying college is bad whatsoever. I love college. I loved it. It was sick.
Mm-hmm.
But it's an experience. And that's why there's so much money is put into it.
Oh, dude.
Right? Like
my tuition, look, granted, I started at UVSC, then I ended at UVU. I went on my mission. I got upgraded from a state college to university without doing anything. But when I was at UVSC, I think you could take as many classes as you wanted, up to, I think the max you could do is like 22 credit hours or something like that. Because then you just, at that point, you don't have any more time with the school schedule, right? But you could do it for $1,000. For $1,000, you could take 22 or 24 credits, something like that.
Yeah.
And then by my last semester, when I was done, I was at UVU, for my 12 or 14 credits, whatever I was taking, it was $3,750 or something like that. Like,
wow,
almost quadrupled in cost in 4.5 years or whatever it was. I guess it was long because I was on my mission. So like 6 years, quadrupled in cost. I mean, the experience did get better. Like UVU got much bigger, got nicer facilities, a new library, all that stuff while I was there. The enrollment went up like crazy. But dude,
Isn't
that's
UVU
inexpensive.
like one of the biggest universities?
It's the biggest in Utah in terms of enrollment, I
Uh,
believe. I believe it. I know it has more than BYU
Hmm.
students.
Yeah, I knew that.
And I think it has more than Utah and Utah State as
Yeah.
well. Maybe Craig
For sure
can
in the state.
look it up. Yeah, in the state, yeah. But it's because all you need is like a pulse
Yeah.
and $3,000 and you're good to go.
Fair enough.
You're in. You're in, bro. It's
Fair enough.
not like the why.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you just gotta have that pulse.
funny.
It's similar to the University of Utah. It's like you gotta have a pulse and enough money to cover tuition or a scholarship or a
You're
FAFSA
good.
or something. You're good to go, bro.
Man.
That's all it takes.
Yeah, UVU's above all the other.
Do you have all the enrollments for us? Can you spit them off here?
So number 1, it says is Western Governors University.
Well,
I assume that's like online or something.
yeah, I'm sure. Yeah,
Second is UVU with 43,000
students.
Next is Utah, 10,000 less. BYU is like the same as Utah, and then we were Utah State.
Yeah.
And fourth.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's I mean,
Yeah, it's not bad, huh?
yeah, it's a big experience. Still, bro, when I was at UVU, I go to class.
Mm-hmm.
There'd be like 15 of us wearing BYU gear. Right? Because it was like, bro, like, look, I'll go to school here, especially when I started, it was cheaper than BYU and it was a good value for my education. And I didn't get any money. I didn't qualify for any student loans. I didn't get any help at all until my last semester. I got like $500, $600 because I had a kid at that point. And then it's like, oh, we feel bad for you. Have some money. But before that, I go apply for FAFSA, even though I was making freaking minimum wage, paying my own way. I go there and they're like, oh, your dad makes too much money. Great. He's not giving me any of it, right? Yeah. Aside from like a nice Sunday dinner, where I'm not getting much, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, sorry, you don't qualify because we're expecting your dad to contribute 15% of his income to your education. I'm like, you want to tell my dad that?
Yeah, like, please.
You want to loop him in on this?
Go ahead.
Send him a letter. So I worked 2 part-time jobs, paid my own way, and UVSC was cheaper. Even UVU for a few years was cheaper. By the end, it was so expensive. But that's what I did, bro. I just grinded on it like that. So I think there's a lot of us who were in that boat. Like you were just looking for a cheap way to get those credentials you needed and learn along the way. But there's like, yeah, everyone there was rocking BYU gear. And I had season tickets to BYU games back then. I go to games, I see some of my UVU buddies at the games, like, hey, what's up? I got, this class with you or whatever. It's like, it's kind of a secondary campus for BYU fans.
Sure. That's cool. Yeah, I've never actually been to UVU or on campus or anything like that. It's crazy because it's like right there.
Gotta tell you, you're not really missing out.
Oh,
no, dude, they've got some cool stuff, but it's like, if you've been to BYU, you've seen it all. It's the same kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So
that's fair.
The Wilk's the Wilk, and the liberal arts building is the liberal arts building. Like it's all about the same stuff.
Yeah.
I've been to inside of both. But yeah, dude. But like you said, it is an experience. And I think the biggest thing you learn in college is to stick with things, navigate some hoops and some challenges along the way.
Yeah.
Meet with your counselors and like figuring stuff out. And like that is as valuable as a lot of things you'll learn in college. It's like just how to navigate stuff and stick with it. Because like when you start a business or you learn how to build your first website or you do whatever, it's what it is. You just figuring stuff out as you go, sticking with it.
Growing with it.
Yeah,
that makes sense. Well, shoot, man.
Nobody tuned in for a UVU podcast, but you got ended up with one anyway.
You ended up getting one, man, whether you liked it or not.
Yeah.
But I will be here one more episode, and then it will be from afar next time.
We'll have to bring you in.
Yeah. And then next time I'm back in here after I
OTAs
leave,
and stuff, yeah.
I'll have a whole bunch of more stories to tell, a whole bunch of more experiences. I'm sure that I'll learn a lot more.
Absolutely.
Stuff. So Yeah, man. I'm excited.
And if you ever need a place to crash when you're in Utah, there's that monster sack out there, that love sack, oversized love sack out there. You know, we could put a
That bean bag.
Yeah, we could inflate a mattress in the studio here.
Hey,
You know,
I appreciate that, man. This the studio is my home. So
yeah, you know,
it's my second home.
I'm sure you got other friends to stay with, but you know, worst comes to worst. Malik's done with you. You still have a place. You got backup plans.
Hey, well, I appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
I really do. But yeah, man. So with that being said, I think this is a good spot to end this episode on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna see y'all next week. So make sure y'all tune in for, it's not goodbye for forever. But hey, it's the last little bit of this part of this journey.
Yeah.
So appreciate y'all. Craig, Jake, appreciate you guys for listening and tuning in. Once again, I'm your host, Isaiah Bagnah of the Realist, and